There is a moment in every life when you decide to rise, to stand taller than your fear, to speak louder than your doubt, to chase the vision that sets your soul on fire. This is that moment, and here we walk it together with stories that awaken, voices that inspire, and truths that set you free. This is Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald, where hope has a voice, and that voice is yours. And welcome to the show, everybody. I cut Rochelle off in mid-sentence. She was talking to our guest today, and we got a great show for you today. And it's a really, did I say really impactful show? Because it's an important show that we are going to do now. And Rochelle, would you like to, by the way, you're in a beautiful area in Salt Lake City, and Washington is underwater, but that's just us.
Yeah, that's terrible.
You know, Kevin, I wish we were underwater. We are drying out over here, but that's okay. I have built a special relationship with this beautiful woman. Kathy Knopp is our guest today. She is a painter, an inspiration to so many, and has been through so much experience in life. And I'm going to let her slowly tell us about all the little things she's doing. But welcome, Kathy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you so much for having me. This is really awesome.
Yes, we waited.
Well, yes, we've been waiting for you for a couple of weeks now, and Rochelle has, you guys. I'm going to shut up, and I want you guys to tell the story of your first time that you were on the show, and what you do, and what you've created, and how we are going to make it an impactful thing for our friend Samuel in Kenya. So I'm going to shut up now. Rochelle, go ahead.
Okay.
You're in charge.
Yes. So I'll kind of give you guys an overview, a rundown of how this all started, and then I'll let Kathy share her experience as it's gone on. But we met with Kathy. She is a beautiful, wonderful soul of a person, and she loves to paint. She has a very specific and different offer of ways of painting that she provides. And she saw that I was doing photography. So her husband also is into that. And she took a photo that I took at the gator farm that you guys have heard me talk about, my family in Colorado. I got to hold this bird. She's 30 years old and have built quite the relationship with her. And Kathy said, "Hey, I really like that picture. I'd love to paint it." So it started this whole thing down the road that we decided we're also going to use a very special painting that she created from the burn that happened in Australia of a koala bear. And we are going to do a fundraiser, so to speak. And so everybody be watching out for that. We're going to start announcing that so we can raise funds for our friend Samuel in Kenya, to help him and the little kiddos get what they need to continue his feeding program and education. So yeah, Kathy, what's been your little experience since you met us, and how is it going?
Well, it's been wonderful, and you just got me all inspired to. I put it to my husband because he has some software. He said you wanted a contemporary bird. Well, he was pretty plain and pretty cute, but then he gave me the software to make it a little more contemporary. But I was like, well, I like the look, but I want to paint it my way. So I used his info because I don't like to copy anything, but you need some guidance when you're using that parent look. He was pretty contemporary, so I made him pretty wild. And then when you put it on a certain size, it changes. So, I wanted to make it on a 12 by 12. So I had fun doing that. So you gave me a lot of work. So I went through and had to gesso my board and all that, but I painted them. And of course it had to dry. So that's why you hadn't heard from me. I made sure it dried and I sealed it. And I put a backing on it for you so you can hang it. But I was all excited. So, and that is going to be your original. And then I will post it later on my Instagram and all that. But then you had talked about I had said I had a koala bear that I had made a while back. And it was supposed to be I was going to use it for something for the koalas when they burned, and I never did. And I had showed it a couple of times, but somebody's got to have a need to want a koala bear. I just love to paint different things. So I painted him, and he's so cute. He just needs a home. He needs a really good home to be hanging in. So I'm really grateful and want to help this friend of yours, Sam, in South Africa. And I'd love for someone to have the original and because I like to vet the people that buy my paintings or get my paintings, because they're important. You put your whole soul in it, and they're original. They're not. I mean, I took that from a free site that I don't, like I say, I don't copy anything. If it's allowed, I take it and use it. Otherwise, it's things that I have wherever we have traveled. It's my husband photographing whatever we have seen. So there's no copies of anything that I've painted. It's always from something original, or whatever. So if that gives you an idea. But no, I've just enjoyed meeting you. So I've been all excited about getting to this point so that we can go forward. So I'm just excited.
Yeah. Me too. This is one of the biggest blessings that me and Kevin have been able to create in doing this with you, and you understanding where we're coming from and why we do what we do. So I want to talk about Kathy a little bit, though. Let's back up a little bit and tell us what the painting, where it started, and has it been since you were just little that you love to paint?
Yes, well, it did. It started at a young age, and I had sent you some background info about it, and it was a tough upbringing. I mean, I'm very grateful. I'm here. Everybody has their story about what happens to them. I had a mother that had a rough time with all the kids she had, and anyways, I ended up in an adopted home, and it was fine. But it was rough. I mean, she was not very fond of me. My dad, at the time, I had to call him Dad because he took me in, and otherwise I'd have probably been in an orphanage. Uh, Anyways, it's a long story. Just to kind of basically whiz past that. He encouraged my art. He tried to be a good father. He wasn't always there like you would love every father to be there, but he always encouraged my art. He was a big salesman. He worked in a let's put it this way, he was a car dealer, and so he was very good at it. He dressed very well. He was a very a special man in that regard. So a lot of people knew him, and he was at the time pretty big wig selling Lincoln Mercuries. Well, anyways, he let me put paintings in his showroom and encourage my painting, helped me to dream really big. And then sometimes dreams just don't come true. I mean, he died at an early age, and I was left on my own, and that's fine. We somehow I made it, and through the grace of God, I'm here. So I'm just saying, but the art is what he instilled in me, and I really had hopes of doing so much more. Like, I did get accepted at the Ringling School of Art, and at that point in time, he had passed, and I couldn't afford to go there. So I just kept my art up and worked whatever job I could, and went on. But you just have to go through those brick walls. I was very fortunate that I had a lot of mentors and a lot of people that were there for me. They weren't family per se, but that's life. You either adapt to the world you're in, or you don't make it. It's just like your friend in Kenya. He's probably had to go through some pretty horrible things to do what he's doing, and somehow you get through it. You get through it. There are a lot of things you just have to say, okay. But like I say, it was a rough time, and I'm here, and my art is still part of my life. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for my art. Let's put it that way. So
And Kathy, I want to let you know that Samuel is listening right now. and he'll be commenting in if it's his normal pattern in any moment. And I really want to introduce you to him and him to you, because I don't think he knows what we're planning to do yet. Does he, Rochelle?
Slightly. I told him that we're coming up with a project to work closely with him on helping provide more. But I've kind of kept it a secret because I wanted him to be able to hear it live. And then I have all of the ways that we can kind of make it work. And Kathy, I love that you still do that with your art, and you've still incorporated it and used it as a tool of a way to keep pushing forward and breaking down those walls and using those tools. And I think it's amazing how you found a man to love for your life that also sees the beauty in pictures and paintings.
Well, it's important. If you don't have, you know, listen, I also went through brain surgery some 24 years ago, and my brain surgeon told me that artists live longer because we think on the, you know, the left side of the brain. So the thing is, it's just helpful if you have music, you have art, if you can get through anything if you have something to uh, you know, to focus on and to put your life in, and just, you know, instead of going out and being a gangster, or, you know, doing something and being vindictive. And, you know, that's, life is tough. There's nothing easy about it. We're going through a lot of things right now through all of the United States with all kinds of stuff. I'm not even going to get into it, but I'm just saying we need help. Everybody needs to help each other and be kind to each other and just make life a little better, even if it's just with a small painting, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Samuel has commented in. So perhaps, Rochelle, now is the right time to lay out what we are going to do. But first, read this.
Hi, Samuel. He says, hello, Brother Kevin and Sister Rochelle and Madam Kathy Knopp. Receive greetings from Kibera Restoring Hope Center, based in the slums of Nairobi, Kenya. Thanks for this favorite program, Positive Talk Radio Show. We are listening and watching you live. Thanks for highlighting our feeding program to the world, and God bless Positive Talk Show. We are tuned in. And stay tuned in, Samuel, because I would love to announce to you and whoever you're with that's listening, we announced it at the beginning of the show, that we are going to use one of Kathy's beautiful paintings she created of the koala bear behind her, if you can see that. And we are going to start a movement for you to raise some money for the kiddos to have more cups and bowls, and use it in any way that you need to help build this movement you've started even forward and further than you probably imagine we could create. So I'd love to share that with you. I told you that we had a surprise, and that was what it is. So keep watching the shows, staying in tune with us, and you can see how that all comes together. And I cannot wait to see what you guys make use of from this fundraiser. So, yeah.
And for those of you who are listening to this now or in the future, we've got Kathy Knopp has created a koala bear that we are going to auction off to somebody. And keep in mind that this is designed to help folks in Kenya, and Samuel and his group be able to feed the children in bowls and plates and silverware and things that will go for everybody, or whatever you decide to use it for, Samuel. But so if you're listening to this, and Rochelle, can I do this? Can I? Well, I'm going to do it anyway. If you're interested in placing a bid on the koala bear that we're going to auction off, go to Rochelle at kmmedia.pro. And we will then be able to, we'll log those in, and we'll keep track of them, and we'll keep you apprised of the fact that you want the koala bear, and the minimum bid is going to start at $300. And we're going to take that, and if you bid on that You'll be entered into it. It will keep you apprised of how the bids are going. And Rochelle will be able to come back to you and say, you've been outbid. Would you care to place another one? And we'll keep going. And we're going to do this for at least the balance of 25 and maybe into 26 a little bit, because we really want to raise some money for Samuel and his group in Kenya, because he started out on the streets of Kenya and was homeless, and he is now building something that is bigger than himself. He wants to make sure that kids do not go to bed hungry in Kenya. I have some friends that I know who are in the States now, but they were from Kenya, and it's a whole different world. And a little bit of money goes a long way, and we want to do that. Am I good so far, Rochelle?
Yes. Yes. And if you have it in your heart to be the person who really wants that picture and really wants to make this difference, if we get that full donation, then you get to win. I guess we'll have to decide, when to close the bid. But the goal, I would say, is by New Year to be able to get them the funds they need to go into a new year and have new things. And Kathy, before we take this first break, thank you so much for popping up into our world, having the heart that you do. And when I receive that parrot from you, you have to come back so I can show it in my home.
And we are going to start the bidding now. So if you have it in your heart, our goal, just so everybody knows, our goal is to be able to get Samuel and his team at least $1,000 or more. That's what we want to be able to do for them, because of the heart of gold that he has and the kids. And if you go to, and we'll be putting up some of his videos, and you'll be able to go look at those and to see what what Samuel and his team of 20 to 30 are doing to help the children. And we need to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this. And then I'm going to turn it back over to the kids. Here's another point to ponder from Positive Talk Radio. What is the easiest thing to justify? It is a small transgression. The one no one will ever see, no one will ever know. The tiny exaggeration on the expense report. The extra minute you took on your lunch break. The packaging you tossed in the wrong recycle bin because it was closer. In those moments, the question isn't, will I get caught? The question is, will I know? It isn't about avoiding punishment. It's a silent agreement you make with yourself when you choose to do the right thing. To return the wallet. To fix the mistake. To respect the empty space. You aren't impressing the world. You're earning your own respect. That small choice, made entirely in private, is how you build a life you never have to look away from. The only audience that matters is you. And welcome back to Positive Talk. My name is Kevin, and Rochelle is having connectivity issues, and we're hoping that she'll be able to come back here real quickly. Kathy Knopp is our guest. And Kathy, when we take our next break, I would love for you to take the koala bear and to bring it front and center so that we've got a real good picture of it, because that's what we are going to be auctioning off, and it's going to be designed to help all the kids in Kenya that are working with Samuel and his group. So I know that it's a surprise for Samuel, but and I want to thank you for your heart and being willing to do that, and also creating the parrot for Rochelle and stuff. That you have a heart of gold. You realize that, right?
Well, I'm trying. I love helping people if I can, and that's my way of doing it. So.
Okay. And I don't know. Hopefully, she'll be back here in just a second. But you are a painter, and tell us the process that you used to create both the koala bear and also the parrot that you do, and all the work that you do. And by the way, you can go to your website, which is it's Kathy dash Knopp. That's knopp.pixels.com. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, that's the website. And there is Instagram, which is, Instagram.com Kathy Knopp. So either one, you can get the website through that also. But yeah, what I do is, it's important, people think you have to know how to sketch, you have to know how to draw, you have to know how to do things in thirds. There's a specific way to paint, and it doesn't matter what it is. If it's a bird, a dog, I don't necessarily do people. That is not my strength. But landscapes, florals, all those other types of genres are complicated, and you have to take, like, if you get a picture of something, you have to know what size you're going to put it on, and then you have to figure out, you have to sketch it, and then I use oils, and oils is something that I I started out with a lot of different things. I started out with watercolors, I started out with acrylics. Oils is what I fell in love with because of the intensity of the color. It's very transparent and it's difficult to work with. But once you get through some of the things, I mean, when I was young, I would go to the museums and I would copy all these pictures and textures and things of like Monet and all the different artists. And but you can never sell those. Those are copies. You don't give anybody a copy, but you
Right.
learn how to do these things. And that was my love. Monet was my love, just to, try to copy a picture of him. And, I'm not a artist thief. Like some artists, might want to go and copy something and make money on it and steal it out of the Louvre. I don't do that. But
Well,
I
maybe
couldn't
not.
sell those. I would give them to friends and say, "Here, this is for you. I will make you an original of something else." Um, in fact, it's very funny because my husband did take me to France, and the one I did of Monet's, he said, "Yours is better than Monet's." I said, "Well, thank you very much." Well, he's dead, and he made a lot of money. I'm not.
Well, but part of the thing is, I think he died and then he made a lot of money.
Yeah,
But
I know you have to almost die before you make any money, but I'm still
well,
trying to do it another way.
and I wanted to ask you because years ago, when my dad was still here, we had a dog. Her name was Susie. And he loved that dog and so much. And then when Susie passed away, he took a picture of that dog and had someone paint a likeness of Susie, and that meant that he had that painting in the prized area of his house, and it was really an important thing for him because he could look at it every day and see his beloved Susie. And now you do that too, don't you?
Yes.
If somebody sends you a picture of their favorite animal, their favorite pet, you can create
Oh,
a
yes.
picture out of that
I love doing
or a
animals because
painting.
they're so unconditional. Like a human face, it's very hard, but an animal, it's trying to grasp their love and because I love animals, and they just have that little comical smile maybe that someone captured, and I would love to paint it. That's fine. That I feel I can do a lot easier than a human face.
Well, human faces are so specific to that particular human.
It's a specialty. You almost have to kind of do that separately from everything else. I mean, landscapes are just as hard as human faces, but I've just found my specialty is just doing all these other things. And I'm at that age where I don't want to do portraits. Sorry.
No, I don't blame you. Well, and the hard thing is, it's hard to capture a human face and a human being because they are so distinct based upon
Right.
their
Well,
own
and they're
kind of spirit.
and you really, I mean, there's so many great portrait artists out there. That's fine. I would rather be able to do all these different genres and then, not just rely on one genre to get me through because it's fun. I love, I do trains, I do buildings, I do all kinds of other things. To me, that's more fun. And I'm trying to get into a little bit more abstract because I love doing the parrot in an abstract look, and I'd love to do more of that. So, it's never too old to learn. It's just that my eyes aren't good enough to do all those human beings.
I know it is hard, and by the way, Samuel and his group have responded again, and I want to read this to you. It said, "Oh, wait a minute, hold on," and Brachelle's back, and so I'm going to have Brachelle read it to you.
Okay, great.
Yes, Kiberia Restoring Hope Center says, congratulations. Thanks, Brother Kevin, Sister Rochelle, and Kathy Knopp for highlighting our weekly feeding program here in Kiberia Restoring Hope Center. Thanks for starting fundraising so no child goes to bed hungry. Thanks, Positive Talk Show. Thanks, Kevin, Rochelle, and Kathy Knopp. You're God sent to the Kiberia slums in Nairobi, Kenya. We love you guys so much. And anything we can do to help, and Samuel will be in close contact from here moving forward.
Wonderful.
It's an important aspect because I'm here to tell you, it's hard. There are Kathy, it's hard to even imagine that the slums where he is in Kiberia, there are 1.5 million people who live there. And all of those people, they have to go find water. They have it's a very difficult thing. And what he does, Brachelle, explain what he does so that everybody gets it. On a Saturday morning, he starts his day listening to Positive Talk on Friday late night. And then what happens?
And then he works all night with his team while he watches us and puts together everything for 270 kids now and their parents who
It's
they are feeding.
370, I think.
Oh, yes, 370 with their parents, and they have their beans and their rice and their hot chocolate. So anything we can do to help them have things to put the food in, maybe if they need shoes or anything. But Samuel is dedicating his life to this. And so we are dedicating everything we can to helping him. And Kathy, thank you for being involved. I never would have thought this would happen.
No, this is more than I thought. I mean, this is awesome. I'm glad to help. I just hope someone really wants that koala.
Yeah. Congratulations to whoever gets that already.
Exactly. And let's put it out there again. We're starting a fundraiser for the Kiberia Restoring Hope Center in Kenya, and Kathy has put forth a koala. After the break, we're going to have her get it, and then we'll show it a little bit closer. But she's donating she's not donating it because we need to take care of her as well. But if you have the desire to have this koala bear in your house and you want to be able to help the folks in Kenya as well, then you can go to Brachelle at kmmedia.pro and put in a bid. The minimum bid is $300. We want to get it up to $1,000 or more, and then we send the proceeds to Samuel and his group so that they can get what they need to feed more and more kids. They got 370 kids now, but there are 1.5 million people there, and they need the equipment, and they need a lot of stuff to be able to touch more lives. And so, isn't that right, Brachelle?
Yes, that's right. And I would even push it further to say that by being involved in this, we want to help support him through the next year in Kenya so that they can really plan the difference they can make. They can involve more kids and more families, and take this even further without having to worry about the next year of what will happen. So if you have that in your heart, reach out to me, as Kevin said, at brishelle@kmmedia.pro, and we will be in touch. And when we come back from this break, Kevin's probably got quite the interesting question for Kathy, who's also going to show us the koala up close. So if you're not watching this on a live platform, you know where to find us and see it live.
And Rochelle, while you were away, I was telling Kathy about my dad and the picture that he had painted of Susie, his favorite dog of all time. So if you have an interest in doing that, when we come back from this break, we'll let you know how you can get a hold of Kathy so that she can begin that process for you. And we'll show you the koala bear, and also I think the parrot would be great to show at one point in time too. And we'll be right back. We'll be back in about a minute and 20 seconds. So stay with us, everybody.
You're listening to Brushwood Media Network, the best in syndicated talk, news, and entertainment shows.
Are you looking for your daily dose of inspiration? Stay connected to all your favorite shows, music, and news with the Brushwood Media Network app. From Positive Talk Radio to Greatest Vibes Unplugged and so many more uplifting voices around the world, everything you need is right in one place. It's easy to use, too. Always available and designed to keep you inspired 24 hours a day. Go to brushwoodmedianetwork.com and download the app, and you will always have Brushwood Media available on your smartphone. Download it now and make inspiration and music and conversation part of your everyday. And welcome back to Positive Talk. My name is Kevin McDonald, and Rochelle is right there, and the koala bear is right there. That is a beautiful painting. By the way, I don't know that, and everybody has said this, or has anybody said this enough to you, Rochelle, but you have such a big heart to do this and to get to know Kathy, and you guys have formed a fun relationship. And I want to thank you on behalf of Samuel. I know what this means to him. And so thank you for doing that. You have a great heart.
Yeah. And thank you, Kathy, for being so open and so willing and texting me, and we're talking and keeping each other updated. Like you said, and you understand that if we take care of each other, then we're also taking care of ourselves. And here's the parrot she's holding up. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to have that in my house. I'm trying so hard not to shed tears right now because we worked so hard to make this show happen and be speaking this in front of all of you. But here's this beautiful, beautiful parrot. I wish I could remember her name.
That is amazing.
I know. And what's amazing about it, Kevin, is that is a recreation of an original photo I took that is meaningful in my heart from my family and their.
So from it's your picture. We just made it.
I'm stunned. I can't believe this is real. It's happening. My hands are like sweating profusely. And yeah, if you see this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful koala that has so much meaning.
Little pink belly. He's so cute.
Oh, yes. And if you want this in your house and you feel it in your heart to have that and know that you've helped all these children and Samuel and his team in Kenya, that makes it just so much more important and beautiful. But I also want to get in touch with how people who are seeing this can work with Kathy and say, hey, I have a picture that's meaningful to me, and I'd love to recreate it as she did with the bird and the koalas. Kathy, I love you. This is amazing. My face is going to hurt so bad after today from smiling.
Well, I have done commissions for people that, like if they've been somewhere on a trip and have a beautiful scene and they want me to recreate it, I ask, we go through the size and we work on that. And I also did a painting for a hospital because I wanted to give back for them getting me through my brain surgery. I am just a miracle to be here. I mean, I had water on the brain, and I had to go in for an emergency. My husband had taken me in on Christmas Eve in 1999, or not 99, 2001, excuse me. And I was grateful to have the best neurologist and the best brain surgeon help me get through it. And it was a long haul to get through all that. And through that, I painted a picture for my brain surgeon 2 months after my surgery. And I think he may still have it in his office. I'm not sure. But no,
Hey,
that's what I'm saying. This is just, and I'm so grateful to be able to help the Sam. I hope to goodness someone will help his children. That's no one should go hungry. No one. It's just really not a good thing. But it's just amazing. No, I'm just grateful. Like I say, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for my art. It's very important to me, and if that's all I can do in my life is paint, hey, I thank goodness I'm not disabled. I'm still able to do what I need to do, and I'm just grateful to help. I really am. And thank you for letting me have. I for some reason that koala didn't go anywhere. I guess there was a purpose for it. We just didn't know what.
there was a reason for it. And by the way, when you went into the hospital at that time in 2001, Rochelle was 2. Not quite
Yeah.
2. She was
Oh my
almost 2.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
And
That is like a whoa.
It
and
is.
that
I'll adopt you. How's that?
Yes.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
way open to that. And thank
Okay.
God you're here, Kathy, because I couldn't imagine my life without not knowing you now. It's not been
Well,
that
I'm
long,
just
but I
great.
feel like I've
That's
known
what
you
I feel
forever.
like. God somehow, even through hard times, I would never meet these other people if it hadn't been for my circumstances. It's really, you have to look at it. Every silver lining you can get, you have to look at, because if you don't, you won't make it to the next one.
you look at it holistically as a complete and a whole picture, and thank goodness that you had great surgeons and they
Uh,
took care of you, because you're now making a difference in the world. And thank you for being you, and thank you for having the heart that you have. The two of you were made for each other. You're like grandmother and daughter,
well, we're gonna have to
granddaughter.
meet in person.
And but by the way, she is my granddaughter, so you can't have her. Sorry.
Oh, she can share.
I
Yeah,
can't.
we can have both.
She can.
Rude.
What, honey?
I can be like a godmother.
Well, that's
Yes.
what you are allowed to have 4 grandparents. So
Yeah.
hopefully 2 men and 2 women, but we can be one of each. And
Okay.
she's actually got great grandparents that are still
Oh my, well,
here.
she's doggone lucky, let me tell you. You're
I
blessed.
I
mean to
love
tell you.
Well,
Yeah,
Kathy,
I
I'm
love
And
it.
curious because I want to. There was one message and story you shared with us in the interview that I can't remember detail to detail, but you said it was a huge moment for you and something that was massively important and powerful in one of the paintings that you did with somebody. Do you remember that story?
Well, I believe it was the hospital painting, because that I went through what I did. That was through COVID, when I had gotten 2 of my
Yeah.
other artist friends involved. It was an 8.5-foot painting that was huge. And I went through the controller of the hospital, and I said, what do you want? We had to go through protocol after protocol after protocol. They wanted a tree scene. And the thing is, to do something 8.5 feet long, you have to have a certain image that is going to be prolifically proper on that size. Well, I
Yeah.
found a photographer who, like I say, I don't copy anything. You have to ask for permission. He had a picture of this thing called Beverly Brook. It was outside of London, a very foggy particular area. And anyways, he allowed me to use that image, and I had to go through the hospital and get the approval from the hospital to use that image. And they had it for 2 years in the emergency room. And it was wonderful because it was through the emergency room where they do surgeries and they have consultations. So it was in that consultation room. So it was calming for people to go through whatever they had to go through to see a painting like that. But the thing, and I'll back up, the reason we got it back is because sometimes hospitals, they trade out things and they throw things out. And my deal with them was, unless you want to buy it from me, I get it back. And I have it in a collector's home right now. And it was beautiful. I think I sent you the picture. And I, like I say, my friend has it. She has the wall, because who has room for an 8.5 foot painting? Okay.
Yeah.
And Kathy, by the way, and I need to preference this because Rochelle, you're not going to cry now. You promised me you're not going to cry. But you can go ahead and read this.
Samuel says, wow, great. Really, I am so happy today. My elder brother, Kevin, younger sister from another mother, Rochelle, and Madam Kathy Knopp, God will reward you. Together we are strong, and amen. This is and Gowdy 1971, my very special man of the year. He's here as well. And thank you for joining in, Dad. I love you. And you need to help now that you're here and you know about it. I better see some sort of donation. But it is a blessing. I never thought that we would be here doing this, even when Samuel came into the picture, and then meeting you was all in divine timing.
It really was. And Kathy, she's talking about you.
Oh, well, you're just awesome, Michelle. You really are. This particular parrot, now you gave me an idea to do some unusual things, and that's opening up a whole new genre to me. So I'm excited too. I really am.
Yeah. You did that painting so fast. For anybody who doesn't know this, Kathy is built to be doing this and have this power in her. Kathy, I was very surprised. I thought maybe, I'll give her a few months. And you reached out to me the next week and you're like, I'm already drying it and all this stuff. So was it a good, fun experience for you to do?
Oh my goodness. I was so excited. And my husband is like, I'm always putting him to work. You always make me work. You always make me go and do my photography and do this. And he's like, do I have to pay you?
Oh boy, I imagine having dinner at your house is fun sometimes.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. You would probably you'd crack up. You'd think we were Jackie Gleason and whatever. I forget her name. It shows my age, doesn't it?
No, yeah, Jackie Gleason. That was a while ago. That was in the 50s.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yes, indeed. In case you're tuning in late, hold up the picture again, Kathy, of the koala.
Okay, here you go.
And Rochelle, explain what's going on here.
Yes, if you're joining this in later, Kathy Knopp is our guest. She is an artist who loves and has inspiration in everything that she puts down on painting. This is a koala bear she created that already has meaning for the burn that happened in Australia a few years back. And we are using that to start a fundraiser where you can message me at burchelle@kmmedia.pro through my email. And we are starting the bid at $300 to raise these funds to send to Samuel to feed all the children in Kenya to support his No Child Goes to Bed Hungry. And if you love this picture and you want that in your house, I look forward to seeing you. And I'm very excited to see where this takes us, Kevin. I have a feeling that we'll raise a lot more than we even had imagined in much shorter of a time.
Well, and if we can just raise the awareness of what it's like for Samuel, who has got a heart of gold, that he came from being on the streets to now he's dedicated to this program and he's putting it together and he's feeding 370 kids and their parents, and he takes them places. Kathy, I have to tell you, I was watching one of his videos and he took some kids to a theme park and they had never been outside of the slums
Oh my God.
in where they grew up. The wide eyes of kids, on a bus
That's awesome.
going, and then they went into a pool, and there weren't any alligators or anything in there, and it was a
That's
great.
hard to imagine. Oh my goodness.
And the kids were beside themselves, and that's what we as a society, meaning globally, we need to do that for everybody, so that we can all recognize that we are all together in this grand experiment that we call life, and that we need to work together to make it work for everyone, because if it doesn't work for everyone, I'm here to tell you, it doesn't work for anyone. Do you agree with that, Michelle?
Yeah, 100%. And it leads into exactly meeting Kathy and having this whole thing happen, and for there to be so much meaning and so much power behind it. So Kathy, I someday have got to hop on a plane and come and have dinner with you and learn how to paint. And
you started it with that parrot. You're the one that put that parrot out there and it made me crazy. I had to paint it.
So we need to take our last break, and I want everybody to listen to this, because this is one of the things about that we do at Positive Talk that is very, very important to me. I want everyone to learn how to be kind. The strength of staying kind from your friends at Positive Talk Radio. Kindness is not weakness. It takes real strength to stay kind in a world that often rewards anger, ego, and control. Being kind means choosing to act from your values, not your wounds. It means showing grace even when no one's watching. But kindness doesn't mean being passive. It doesn't mean letting people take advantage of your time, your energy, or your peace. You can be kind and still say no. You have a soft heart with firm boundaries. The strongest people I know are the ones who choose compassion without losing themselves. They've been hurt. They've been tested. And still, they choose to love and lead and to lift others anyway. Kindness is not about pleasing everybody. It's about honoring who you are and how you treat others, even when it's hard. So stay kind, stay human, and stay strong. And always remember this: be kind to one another, because each other's all we've got. And welcome back to Positive Talk. We're having a hell of a show today, Michelle. I'm not sure. Can I say that word? I guess I can, because I did. And I want to thank Kathy Knopp for being here and for creating the picture that is going to hang in a place of honor at Michelle's brand new home, and also the koala bear that we want someone to adopt the koala bear to put it into their home, and think of the story that you'll be able to tell everybody who comes in there when they go, that is a beautiful koala bear. And then there's a story about how that came to be and how it came to be in your house, and how you are helping people who need better things and better food and all that kind of stuff. It kind of is a big deal, isn't it, Rochelle?
Yeah. And Kathy, I'm wondering, because I haven't ever asked you if there was a painting that you've done that turned into something completely different than you expected, and how that all happened.
Well, there's one I did over COVID that is pretty unusual. It was I call it chaos, because all the birds and everything, I did a very unusual one. And I still have it. It's more of an abstract. I have like 7 birds in an area because birds suffered from COVID also because we weren't feeding them. We lost a lot of birds. They birds are planes hit them. There's so many things about birds that people don't understand. Uh, but I probably could send you that picture because it's very unusual and it's very contemporary and it's got a lot of craziness in it. It's very crazy. So it's one of those I did a
Love
very crazy thing with.
And, and Rochelle, I wanted to do this again. If you have, as an example, and I've had several. As a matter of fact, I need to send you a picture of one, Kathy. I've had several dogs that I've lost, and one was my soulmate. And if you have had an animal like that, a cat or a dog or a parrot or a goose or I don't know what, but if you have a picture of it, you send it to Kathy, and you can talk about how you want it to be put together, and she can quote it for you and paint it for you and deliver it for you. And Rochelle, if somebody wants to do that, how do they get a hold of Kathy?
Well, Kathy's got a few ways to get a hold of her, so I'm going to let her let us know the best ways. So, Kathy, go ahead.
Okay. Well, probably through my email. Do you need me to put that in the chat, or how do you want me to do that? Or
No, just count to 5 and then say it real slow because somebody's grabbing a piece of paper and a pen to write it down.
Okay. All right. It's real easy. It's all paws unique, like ALL paws, PAWS unique, because I had a dog and I love dogs, at gmail.com. It's real easy. And that's my email. That's probably the easiest way to get me. All paws unique at gmail.com.
Perfect.
Beautiful. And that is simply awesome. And Rochelle, have you had a good time today?
Yes, I've had such a good time. And Kathy, you paint so many things. Is there things that you like painting the most?
Well, I enjoy florals also, and I've done still lifes and, like I say, nature. I've done some beautiful pictures, especially the one from the hospital, which was huge. That took a lot of effort, and I've done a beautiful bridge, Roswell Bridge, that was a covered bridge with a lot of trees and things like that. So, I can do a lot of different things. And like I say, I like to do some abstracts. My husband does some very unusual photography. So I'll take his picture. You're copying my work. I said, no, I'm not. It's yours. You're my husband.
What's mine is yours. What's yours is mine.
That's right. I don't know what you're complaining about. Because no, he's very good at what he does. He does some very unusual bifringent work, but we're both artists. So we go back and forth. That's what art is. You just have to, one helps the other become better. And I think that's what's interesting. But it's just, art is art, and you just have to lose yourself in it. But like I say, as far as genres go, I'm not one to just sit there and do one thing. Animals, I love animals. I love to do skies. I'm doing some very out west paintings with a lot of good, the skies are absolutely enormously beautiful. And then you have all the siennas and the burnt umbers and all, like Monument Valley and all these different areas, like Utah. You're Utah. Moab is so beautiful. And my husband was just there with his siblings. They're all getting older, and they came from Australia and from Brazil. So they went, just the 4 of them, because they don't get to see each other very much. But he brought back some gorgeous pictures. So I love to do some of those. And so I'm doing that also. So I don't just stick with one thing. The animals are something I do. I keep it simple and small. The other ones take a lot more effort, and they, because sometimes you get involved and it takes a little longer to do those. So, I love it all. I love it all. And if it's hard, and my husband says, well, why are you doing that? You're always saying it's too hard. But then I'm like, I get into it, and he's like, well, you did it.
Yeah.
Well, and that will always, Kathy, keep you young because you're following your passion and you're doing what you love to do. So I'm willing to bet that when you were painting the parrot, you lost yourself in it, and suddenly, oh, it's time for dinner. How about that? Because it was such a passion project for you. Was that
Well,
correct?
it is. It's fun, and you forget about the world. You forget about all the stuff that's going on.
Yeah. We need that sometimes for sure.
Oh my
And I want to
goodness.
say too, even if you're not just a person, you're a company and you're opening a new space or you have something that you want to make more meaningful, putting into a painting from Kathy's hands into your home or your company, reach out to her. Her email is allpauseunique@gmail.com. And then Kathy, you're on social media and all those kind of fun
Yes,
things too, so people can
I'm
look.
on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Twitter. I have a few things on Pinterest just to keep that interest going. And it's hard because a lot of people don't like to do the technology. It's hard being an artist and being techie. Thank God I have my husband who's techie, so I rely on him. I have to pay him sometimes.
Well, just feed him, and
I
if
do
he's
pay them. Yeah, I realize that is the way to a man's stomach. You have to work through their stomach because if you don't feed him, he gets mangry. I have to watch that.
Yeah.
And by the way, since this is a worldwide program and it does not go away, it will be on YouTube, it will be on podcasts, and it's rare that we do this, but I'm doing this now because I want everybody to understand this show is being produced on December 10th, 2025. But that doesn't mean that if you hear this show in June of 26 or July of 27, and you're thinking, I surely can't do that. Well, you know what? We'll figure out a way to wrap Kathy into the program and have her create another painting for you so that you can give money to Samuel as well. Or we'll figure that out as we go. But I just want everybody to know, you don't think that you're too late to help Samuel. He's going to be doing this in Kenya for a very long time, and I want him to be able to do it well and to take care of as many kids as possible. And he needs bigger vats and bigger stuff and all that kind of stuff. And it'd be great for somebody to give him some meat. Kathy, hold up that and there's the koala bear again, and which is so cool. So and Brichelle, if somebody wants to put in a bid to get that koala bear, what do they do?
You contact me, Brichelle, which is BRICHELLE at kmmedia.pro. Just contact me and we'll be communicating. You can say hello and we'll start this project with Kathy. And Kathy, I have a feeling that we have just started quite a long relationship with each other. So I'm very, very, very excited that you're in our world and a part of my family and Kevin and everybody else around town. So I can't wait to receive that photo of the parrot. And I'll also have to take it to the gator farm and show the bird and see what her reaction is. So we'll do that someday too.
That would be awesome.
And it's so great to have you here, Kathy, and thank you for what you do, and thank you for helping us help Samuel. It's awesome.
Well, thank you. You guys are great. I'll tell you, I'm really thrilled to be part of this. This is uplifting me also. I really need this at this time. I appreciate it.
Everybody needs to be uplifted from time to time, and it's great when we do something that is and by the way, I want everybody to know this. we are putting this out there, and we are going to auction off the koala bear. We are not taking anything from it. This is now we need to take care of Kathy because of all the work she put into it. But after that, every penny is going to go to Samuel and to the Restoring Hope Center in Kenya. And so we're not taking a gall darn dime, are we, Bersheel?
No, we are not. So if you feel it deep in your heart, even if it is 10 cents, anything you have to give from your heart and the intention behind that is what makes the difference. You don't have to have a certain amount of money to still be involved in this project if it's coming from your heart. So Kathy is going to show us the koala one last time. If you're seeing this on screen, go find it if you're not. And you can have this beautiful, beautiful painting and help us have this impact with Samuel. So you can reach out to me at Brishelle, again, at kmmedia.pro. And me and Kathy, we're texting each other already. So I'll be in contact with her. And
Yes.
I cannot wait to see where this goes. And we'll have to find the person who gets it and hear what they have to say too. Yeah.
If you bid on this project and you get the koala bear, we'll put you on the radio. So that
we'll have you on
will
Positive Talk. You can come and say hello, show us when you've received it, and maybe even meet Kathy yourself.
I would love that.
Yeah.
So I want to thank everybody for being here. We've Brishelle, we've run out of time.
I know. Well, Kathy, thank you so much for your time and everything about who you are. I could go on and on and on. But I want to give you the last moment to share again the best ways for people to find you and your work and stuff. And then also just any little message you'd like to leave us with from the show.
Well, I just obviously want to thank you both. You've been very generous and very, very good about everything, very high integrity here. I'm just honored that you guys are so good and kind, and people really, we just need this from everybody, kindness. And I'm more than happy to share my art and be with you. The best place to reach me is at allpawsunique@gmail.com. It's Kathy Knopp. It's real simple. And I'm on Instagram. So, www.instagram.com. Kathy Knopp. It's pretty simple. And my paintings are on there. You can go through all those things. And I do have a website, but that will link you to that if you need to go further. And I appreciate it. You guys are great. So
thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Brishelle. Brishelle, this was her idea, and she started this off between the two of you. Congratulations to you both.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Kathy.
And have a great day, everybody. And put in a bid. It's going to go fat. Put in a bid. We'll talk. Thank you for being part of Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald, where stories inspire and voices remind us of what truly matters. May today's conversation give you hope, courage, and a reason to keep moving forward. And just remember, till next time, be kind to one another because each other's all we've got.